Hello dearest, welcome back to my channel. This is Mafeli. I hope everyone is doing well. Today I'm going to show you two ways to make samosa and spring roll sheets that will help you to make samosa and spring roll like a pro, and also show you how to store it for about 6 months in your freezer. So whilst you are watching, do not forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel and hit the notification button. So let's get started. In a bowl, I will add 2 cups of my homemade all-purpose flour. To that, I will add 1 tablespoon of cornstarch and 1 teaspoon of salt. I will mix everything together until it is well incorporated, and then create a well in between it, and then go ahead and add water to it gradually and mix with my spatula gradually and mix until the dough starts to form. I will leave everything in the description box, so do not forget to check them out so that it will help you when you are making this samosa and spring roll sheet recipe. So once it is doughy like this, I'll take out my spatula, and this time I will use my hands to mix everything together until the dough starts to form beautifully. Once the dough starts to form, I will just knead it a bit in my bowl nicely, and just look at the way it look. I will show you the way it look. It is so nice and perfect. Just look at the way it look. It is so malleable and nice. So at this point, I'm just going to make sure I'll knead it a little bit and then shape it nicely and cover it with the plastic and allow it to rest for about 20 minutes for the gluten to relax beautifully. And it's been 20 minutes, so let's go ahead and check on our dough. I will then take out the plastic out of the bowl and then check on the dough, and just look at the way it look. It has relaxed beautifully. The gluten has relaxed. Just look at the way it look. It is so malleable and stretching. Just look at the texture. This is the way I want it. It is so nice and perfect. So I will set aside and flour my surface and transfer the dough into my working board and then shape it nicely. After shaping it, I will cut it into 8 equal sizes. I'm going to eyeballing it and then cut into 8 equal sizes. You can use scale for this if you prefer, but you can also use your eyes just to measure and then cut it into 8 equal sizes. And once I'm done cutting them, I'm going to show you 2 methods that I'm going to use to fold my dough. So the first one, I will just press it with my hands to be a bit flat, just like this, and then I will set aside. And the second one, I'm just gonna fold it in and then round it to form a ball. So I'll repeat the same process until I'm done. And the last one, I'll just flour it and flour my rolling pin and then roll it to be a bit flat. So I will just flip it up and then roll it the other way around, just like that, and then set aside. So I'm going to repeat the same process until I'm done rolling them all. And after rolling them all, I will then put it there and then spread cooking oil on top of it. You can use olive oil and then spread some flour on top and then put another one on top. Repeat the same process by spreading oil on top of it and sprinkle flour on top and repeat another one, add another one on top. So I'm going to do it four. So on the fourth one, I'm not going to add any cooking oil. I will just flour it and then start to roll it to my desired thickness. So I'll roll it and then flip it up and roll the other side. I'll keep on doing it this way until I get my desired thickness. And also, normally if you are rolling your dough like this, please do it according to the size of the vessel that you are going to use to bake it a little bit. So I'm using the electric grill that I have, so I'll roll it to the size of my electric grill so that it will not be above the grill. So you can use grill for this recipe as well. So at this point, I'm just gonna warm or preheat my electric grill, and then I will transfer this dough into the grill nicely. So just look at that. I have put the dough inside my electric grill that I have, and you can see it is just perfect. It's not above the grill. So do it according to your vessel that you are using. And once it pop up just like this, I will just flip it up and turn it over. And just look at the other one, it has also popped up beautifully. Just look at it. So I will flip it over and turn it, and you can see that it is already separating. So once it pop up on the other side as well, just look at the way it looks. It's so nice. So at this point, I'll go ahead and then take them out of the grill and then put it on my working board, and I will show you how I will separate them. At this point, I'm going to separate them nicely and gently and slowly as well, especially if you roll your dough to be too thin. You have to take your time and then take out the layers gradually so that you will not rip it. If you rush, you are going to rip it and all your hard work will be wasted. So we don't want our hard work to be wasted or be in vain. So you have to take your time to separate the layers very nicely, just like this. So I'm going to keep on separating all the layers nicely and then set aside. Once I'm done separating them, I'm going to show you my second method, that is the oven method. My first method was to use the grill. So you can use any grill that you have in your house to make samosa and spring roll sheet. So my second method, I'm going to use the oven method. So I'll roll my dough to the size of my pan, just like that, and then place them in. And then at this point, I will just transfer it into the oven. I will first preheat the oven to 180 degrees or adjust it according to your own oven settings, and then I will allow it to pop up just like that. Just look at the way it look, and then at this point I'm going to take it out and flip it over by turning it the other way around so that the other side will also pop up beautifully. Doing it this will help a lot so that when you are separating the layers you will not struggle. So once it pop up, you can see it's already pop up in the oven. So I'll just take it out and then transfer it into my working board nicely. Just look at the way it looks. So I will start to separate the layers nicely and gently, just like the way you are looking at it. Like I said earlier, do not rush when you are separating the layers, especially when you roll it to be too thin, so that your layers will not rip off and your hard work will not be wasted. So I'm going to separate the layers until I'm done separating everything nicely. And once I'm done, I'm going to start to trim it with my knife. So this is one method that you can use to trim the edges, because the edges are normally thicker and we don't want that part. So I'm going to trim it with my knife nicely. So if you have a knife, you can use it to trim it nicely. And another method is to use my pizza cutter to trim the edges nicely, just like the way you are seeing it there. So if you have pizza cutter, you can also use it to trim it, or any vessel that you can use to trim, you can use it. So this one, I'm just gonna fold it on top to create a line that will serve as a guide, and then I'll cut it into two. So this one is a samosa sheet or a samosa wrap. So I will just separate them and set aside, and then repeat the same process and trim the other one, making sure that you cover the ones that you already cut nicely with a clean cloth so that it doesn't get dry. So this one, I'm trimming it to get a size of spring roll sheet. And after trimming it, I'm going to show you how to fold it. I'll fold it over, fold the other side over as well, and then this point you can put your filling in and then start to fold it over just like this. You keep on folding it over to the end, and whilst you are at the end, that is where you put your sealing, whether it is water or cornstarch, to seal it beautifully. Just look at it. Yeah, just like that. So beautiful and nice. So I'll repeat the same process and show you another one. This one I'm going to trim and cut into two, and I'm going to show you how to fold this one. I'll fold it the sides and then start to fold it nicely over to the end as well, just like that. And then my second one, I'm going to show you how to make or fold the samosa wrap. So this one, I'm trimming it to get a samosa wrap nicely. I'll fold it over and then press it to create a line to serve as a guide, and then cut it straight so that I'll get two equal sizes. And then I will show you how to fold it. I will fold it with my hand in a triangular shape, and then with the index finger I would fold it over just like that. And then that is where you can put your filling. Yeah, here you can put your filling and keep on folding it over with the help of your index finger. And then whilst you are getting to the end, you put your sealing there and then you seal it nicely just like that. Just look at the way it looks. So nice and perfect. And I'm going to repeat the same process. You fold it, and with the help of your index finger, you fold it over, and then you put your filling in, and then keep on folding it over again until the end, and seal it nicely, just like that. So this is how to fold the samosa wrap. And then what happened to the pieces? Toss them? No, 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 no. Not in Marfeli's kitchen. We don't waste anything. This one, I'm going to cut them nicely to make Chinese noodles. This type of noodles, you can find them in the Chinese shop. So just bring Chinese shop to your house. I'll cut them, and after cutting them, the next thing is to fry them nicely, and it is so nice and delicious, and above all, so crunchy. This one, when I make it, I and my sister will fight over it. We even enjoy this one more than the samosa itself. It is so delicious and nice. So do not toss it or throw away. Just enjoy it like the way we enjoy it as well. It's so nice. And just look at that. This is where we are. Our samosa and spring roll sheet is ready. So at this point, I'm going to show you how to store them in your freezer for about 6 months, that you can use it at any time you feel like eating samosa or spring roll. So what I will do is to cut a baking sheet according to the sizes of my spring roll and my samosa, and then put the baking sheet down, put my samosa or spring roll sheet on top, and then place another baking sheet on top, and then put another samosa sheet on top. So this is how I will do it, just like the way you are seeing it, to the end until I am done with all of them. So just cut the sheet according to the sizes of your spring roll and the samosa sheet, and then you can keep this in your freezer for 6 months, and then anytime that you want to make samosa or spring roll, you just go ahead and take them. Thank you all so much for watching. I believe you enjoyed this video. If you did, give your girl a thumbs up, and do not forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel and hit the notification button so that you will not miss any upload that I make. And if you have not subscribed yet, please do so. If you're a new subscriber, welcome to my channel. This is Mafeli, and always remember, at Mafeli, we believe in the old adage, your health is your wealth, so be mindful of what you eat. Nyamre bua eke ya biako. Bye.